tell us a little bit about what do you mean when you say like getting into the kitchen? Why is that important and what does that mean?
Yeah, thank you for asking. What I mean is, I really believe that we find health in the kitchen, right? Getting comfortable in the kitchen, embracing it, learning to love it and make it our friend. Loving being in there and preparing our own food, interacting with these extraordinary whole plant foods that nature made for us. Each one is unique and beautiful and different, and it's just so critical to our healing and to our ongoing health. And a lot of people are really comfortable in the kitchen, right? And they're just naturals. They've always liked to be in there. They like to cook. They feel comfortable in there. But a lot of people, myself included, before I started this journey, I wasn't comfortable at all in the kitchen. And I just didn't like to be there because I had kind of decided that it wasn't a place that I would thrive, that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a lot of self-efficacy in the kitchen. And I hear that from a lot of my coaching clients and our members, which is, I'm really dedicated to this, but I don't really like to cook, or I don't know how to cook. And my message is, you know what? That is okay. Just get yourself into the kitchen, start to have fun, embrace all of your insecurities and maybe your aversions, and just say, okay, you're okay. I'm just gonna have fun in here. I'm gonna learn how to use the food processor. I'm gonna learn how to use the immersion blender. I'm going to learn to chop and have a lot of fun with it, and I'm going to allow myself to be creative, not perfect, and just see how things go. Because making our own food is just fundamental to healing ourselves.
It absolutely is fundamental. And there's something empowering about being, I prepared this. Like I really know every single one of the ingredients, how it was made, and you feel really, really good about it. So, I mean, have you always been comfortable in the kitchen? Like what was your journey to get to this point?
Not at all. And that's why I feel passionate about this topic. I was never someone who cooked. I am from a family of 3 daughters. I was the middle daughter. My eldest, my older sister, was just a natural. She would get into the kitchen with my mom, and she was cooking from a young age, and she's a wonderful cook now. And I just didn't do that. I was kind of a tomboy, and I was out with my dad mowing the lawn and doing all this kind of stuff, and I just wasn't naturally drawn to the kitchen. And then I went to college and my food was prepared for me, and then I got into investment banking, and I was working so much that I really never had to cook practically, because I was in the office all the time for lunch and dinner. So either I would order food in, or I'd go out quickly to the sandwich shop, grab something, and come back. The only meal I made was lunch, really. Sometimes I'd maybe cook up some pasta on the weekend and throw some spaghetti sauce on, but that's the all that I knew to do. But I had actually, part of the reason for that too was that I had kind of decided that I could not cook. I don't know why. I had made this decision for myself that I don't know how to cook. So even later in my life, when I had more time to be in the kitchen or go to friends' dinner parties, I literally would almost start trembling if someone asked me to do something in the kitchen, like make a salad. Just a salad. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this wrong. I don't know how to chop the lettuce. And I really had anxiety. So I understand members when they say, I just don't know how to cook. I don't feel comfortable. So I had to get over that. And I am so glad that I did, because I now love being in the kitchen. It took some time, and it took me allowing myself not to be perfect. And I think I'm a perfectionist, right? I had to realize that, you know what? I'm going to do my best here, and if it comes out okay, great. If it doesn't, well, I'll probably still eat it anyway, and it's just food. I can do it better next time, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to get better. So yeah, it was a transition for me, and now I actually love being in the kitchen.
Yeah. So Andrea, I'm confident in assuming there's a large percentage of people who listening to this show are like, you know what? I can't cook. They have that same story of I can't cook. It's too hard. It's too difficult. I don't have the skills. I didn't wasn't raised doing this. So you're a perfect example of how you can shift. It's a mindset shift, and then putting that into practice, which is something obviously you help your clients do. And it's the practice that, and letting go of perfectionism, that makes the transition so much more graceful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, one of the things that used to scare me so much about being in the kitchen was that I thought, I have no idea how to flavor food. I don't understand spices and herbs. I know nothing. So one of the things that helped me the most was learning that I could actually, in a lot of dishes, just sprinkle a little tiny bit of salt, not too much. And we use very little salt in our house, but we'll sprinkle just a little bit, and pepper on most foods. Because especially when you are eating these beautiful, incredible whole plant foods, and you've given yourself time for your taste buds to adapt, you realize that these foods have so much flavor, and they all have unique flavors. So you want to enjoy those flavors. So a little bit of salt here, a little bit of pepper here is often all you need to enjoy these beautiful dishes.
Absolutely. And like you're saying, the taste buds come alive. The taste buds come alive, and lots of herbs and spices. There's a lot of pre-made mixes that people can just put. Oh, you want like the pizza flavor, you want poultry flavor, like you just buy the seasoning. So
Absolutely.
it's totally doable.
My favorite is Mrs. Dash Southwest Chipotle. I love that one.
Okay, perfect. I love it. And where do you buy it? You can get it on Amazon?
I just buy it at Kroger.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Perfect. Okay. So are there benefits outside of physical health that people can see by spending more time in the kitchen?
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm just going to talk to you about my experience, but I think it is applicable to other people. So I used to see the kitchen as just a place where you go, you prepare your food, you have all these dishes you have to do, and I'd love to talk about dishes in a second. And it's just kind of work. It's just work, right? And, I have more important things to do. But where I've come to, and it's taken some time, for me to learn to get comfortable and feel confident that I can make food that it tastes good, is that actually time in the kitchen is meditative time for me. It's time that, and I am in there a lot with my husband. I do a lot of sous chef work. He does a lot of the cooking. He loves to cook. So we'll both cook. But I like to go in there and make it meditative time where I'm interacting with the food, but I'm just taking time to quiet down my mind. And I'm putting everything else in my day, and if there's something stressful going on, I put that aside, and I put my phone aside. And I just enjoy this wonderful pause during the day. And not only is it a meditative moment, but it's a moment to really be grateful for these beautiful, extraordinary foods that the earth has produced for us. I mean, the earth just gives and gives and gives to us constantly without asking for anything really from us. And so it's a moment to be grateful for the earth and be grateful for the people who are growing these foods. So I find that it really fills me with a lot of positive energy, a real connection to the earth, to who I am, to gratitude. And the other thing is it's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful place to be in, a wonderful time to spend time with the family. And my husband and I love being in the kitchen. We do so much of our talking in the kitchen and just share our days, and we troubleshoot and laugh and have fun. And I have always felt for years, ever since I started this transition, that the kitchen is the place to heal a family. If a family, mom, dad, kids, are having difficulty, get everybody into the kitchen, put all of the electronics aside, give everybody a job, and talk about the food, talk about your day, take the time to be together over this nourishing food, which is so fundamental to keeping you healthy mentally and physically, and you're really going to have a great experience.
That's powerful. I love that. I hope some people listening really put that into action, because that's going way beyond just the physical benefits of food, into some even more important aspects of life. I mean, I guess it's all interconnected, but that's cool. I love that. Great way to explain, and I'm glad you're sharing from a personal experience of doing that in your household.